Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch him up. Good luck.
Who the fuck is
Larry Flowers?
I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses driving big.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Fair But Firm podcast with myself, Larry Flowers. Appreciate having you. And another episode here. Colin, what's up, buddy? Very exciting. It's a holiday season. So, I'm always in a festive mood during the holidays. I know you are too. And so to do a podcast during the holiday season is extra special. It's a little bit fun. So let's have a good one, huh?
I think it's too short, Larry. And it was good to hear you say Yuz, by the way. That was very Philly in your intro. You didn't even notice it. Which is, you still got it, which is nice.
Yeah, you don't lose that. I mean, listen, you can educate yourself as much as you want. You can go to universities, you can go to speech therapy classes, you can do whatever you want. But if you're from Philly, you're always going to sound just a little dumber than the rest. Doesn't mean you are, but you're always going to sound. It's like the Rocky thing. Like, he's not as dumb as he looks. Maybe he is, but he definitely sounds stupid. But that's why we love him.
That's neither here nor there. Yeah, the holiday season's fantastic. I think it's too short. You got to get the Christmas tree up right in November. Once Halloween's over, man, you got to get festive early. It's too short. I'm a festive guy, man. But I also appreciate things a little bit more, I think, than most, because my profession the last 7 years was in the fall. So I didn't get to experience. I don't get a proper Thanksgiving or Christmas,
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, listen, I got to be honest. I'm Jewish. Love Christmas. Hanukkah's kind of like, it's nice. I got my gifts when I was young. They pile them up on the table when you're a kid, and my brother and I would go over and we'd make little holes in the packaging so we knew what all the gifts were before we opened them up. We get one a day. Yeah, but Christmas is nice. Christmas is nice. It's you got the colors, you got the songs, you got the movies, you got it all. It's like, so a little bit jealous. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about the Philadelphia Eagles, Larry? I got to prop you up here. I'm gonna set the table for yourself and our listeners. Yes, we're recording on Thursday, December 21st. Yes, it's gonna come out tonight. I feel like people are still back on the previous weekend. Like, people aren't really looking ahead to this weekend of football yet because they're still in holiday mode. So it's prim and proper to talk about this past weekend, especially the Eagles, a team that's been sliding, right? 10-1, 10-2, 10-3, have the opportunity against the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants again. We're going to get into that, but we're going to talk about the past for a moment. We're going to go back to Seattle. Jalen Hurts is sick, flies out separately. Tons of respect to him and the toughness. Eagles defense played well. I think they did, relatively. Played very well. And the offense at times looked really good and looked like they were listening to every sports talk radio show in the world saying, run the ball. But the Eagles lose. Drew Lock plays the game of his life. And Larry Flowers is pissed. So what say you about Larry? Let's start with the quarterback position in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So my take is, and I'm a big believer in the eye test. I know what worked last year. He's a terrific quarterback. He's a terrific competitor. He's a leader. He's everything you want in a leader in a football locker room. But what I think is, it seems to me like this new coordinator and this new system, I should say, he had an MVP caliber type year last year. And it seems to me like they're just trying to get him to be a little bit more than he is. Now, I understand you have to progress as a quarterback, and in any position, as you progress and as you grow as a professional, you're going to be asked to do more. But I wonder, and I ask you, Colin, I wonder if they're asking him to be a little bit too much of something that he's really not. Like, I would like to see him a little bit. We talked about this off air a little bit. We talked a little bit about having him getting him under center a little bit more, trying to play a little bit more, trying to run a little bit more play action, trying to mix in. Listen, I think the Eagles need to be running the ball a lot more. They've got a dominant offensive line, but I don't really know if I want to see Jalen Hurts running 13 plus times a game. Obviously, you've got to sprint him here and there, but you got to spring him here and there. But I think they're asking him to make challenging throws where they can be kind of sticking to run, play action, RPOs, underneath routes, keep them simple. You've got dynamic weapons. Look, when I look at the Eagles, I don't think there's as much trouble as everyone thinks they are, including myself after the Seattle game. I mean, after the Seattle game, I basically threw the remote against the wall, smashed it, got to buy another one. I should have I can't tell you how much money I've spent on remotes in my life watching Eagles games, but now that I've calmed down, I've gotten a chance to process a little bit. I feel like the things that they're doing wrong, with the exception of a couple pieces, but the majority of the things they're doing wrong, I think, are fixable, and I think that's really important. In hindsight, a couple mistakes, I got to speak on them because they've been on my mind. I think that one of the big mistakes that Howie has made in the offseason is letting go Gardner Johnson. I know he was hurt this year, but and I know that he's had a lot of beef with the Eagles fans after making some comments that rubbed us the wrong way. But I put that aside. I don't get as emotionally involved in that sort of thing anymore. That guy was a dog. That's a dog of a dog. And that guy hit hard. And that's the kind of guy you want in a locker room. And that's the kind of guy you want on the field in battle. Not figuring out a way to get him back, I think, was a big mistake. And I think obviously not figuring out a way to get Edwards, the linebacker from last year, not figuring out a way to get him signed this year was a big mistake. I don't remember exactly what he signed for, but it wasn't an astronomical number. I think it was a manageable cap hit. And I think bringing him back in would have been tremendous for the Eagles. I think, when they went to the Super Bowl, the 2 years they went to the Super Bowl, they were pretty good at linebacker. And they were one of the best running teams in the NFL. And I feel like they've gotten away from that again 1 year after making the Super Bowl. So I think those are positions that need to be addressed. But I'd love your take on those.
Yeah, so lots of impact there. And I'm going to ask you about the switch to Patricia from Sean Desai. And I think, listen, I'll just focus on the offense because that's really what I know a lot about. I've been in a lot of offensive systems. I've bounced around this league. I played in four college offensive systems in 2 years or 3 years, or whatever it was, a short period of time. We switched a lot of guys. So I'll say this, and I've said it on my show. What the Niners offense does, the Vikings offense does, you saw it with Josh Dobbs. You see what Miami does with Tua. You see what the Rams do. You see what Brock Purdy does. These quarterbacks aren't top 2, 3, 4 guys in the league like Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Allen. They are really good, high level. But they look even better because they facilitate. They're up under center. Sure, you get in the gun and you have, third down passing situations where you need to be in the gun and get that rocking. But the unpredictability of being an under center quarterback, which sounds crazy and sounds kind of archaic, is really the new move. Like everyone's going back to that, right? Like that high school, that college spread offense. I think they put Jalen in it right away, Larry, because he was comfortable in it. He was in it at Alabama, even though Saban was an under center guy. And he was really comfortable with it at Oklahoma because that's what they ran. That's what they run now at USC with the head coach that left Oklahoma and USC that slips my mind right now. So my point is, I think they initially went at it to get him comfortable. One, how do we make our starting quarterback comfortable? Put him in the offense he ran in college, because those coordinators, they know different systems. So for me, they need to get him back under center. They need to do old school play action pass, shifts, motions, look like the Niners, quick, best you can. You don't need to fire people to do that. Those coordinators know how to make that go. They just decide to do this because it's best for your players. That's best coaching, doing what's best for your players. So I think in the offseason, I think they go to that and they shift to something more under center.
Can you do that at this point of the season? Can you switch offenses like that? No, right?
No, you can't. You can't. Yeah, you can't. It changes the angles of the running back on all the run plays. It's a lot. Now, they've had success, right? Like, it's hard to be like, you got to change it. And I said it today on my show. I think they just graduated from it. Like, it worked at one point. It got them to the Super Bowl. They've had success with it this year. But I view it as kind of hero ball in a way.
I guess I asked you if they can change it. Obviously, the answer is no. This is the offense they're running. But I guess you could adjust it, meaning you could try to play a little bit more power football. I'm a little surprised. Listen, they went out and got Penny this year.
He hasn't done a lot.
Yeah, I think he averaged. I think last year he averaged close to, if not over, like 5 yards a carry or 4 point something yards per carry. He was one of the leading yards per carry running backs when he was playing. He got hurt. He was an effective runner. He's a power runner. And I think if they can kind of see what they got there, they haven't even given him an opportunity. And I thought in Seattle, given that he was playing his old team, maybe try to slow the game down, flying cross country, they would have given him that opportunity. I think it's worth, you got 3 weeks left to see if you got something there. Get the 1-2 punch with Swift. Gainwell's a good back. Listen, he can do a lot of things, but Swift is your guy. But if you can chuck Penny in there a little bit, play a little power running game here and there, mix it up a little. Maybe they can find a spark. I don't know. Again, but listen, they got a lot of weapons. There's no doubt in my mind they can have an explosive game on any given Sunday.
Yeah. I think Dallas Goedert coming back's massive too. I think they'll be fine. And listen, most fans are like, how can you even say that? They're trending in the wrong direction. Because guess what? In this league, at any moment of time, the whole thing could turn around. They could drop these 3 games. You don't want them to drop them, and I don't think they're going to by any means. But you could drop these 3 games. I think the Giants are a hell of a lot easier to test, and I have a ton of respect for the organization. I played for them. I love that. I love Big Blue. But Cardinals will not be a pushover.
No,
it will not be a pushover. So, listen, they got to win, but they're not even – I mean, they got to try to get home field in the first round bye. Niners have to lose. I think the Niners, they play obviously they play big-time Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens in San Fran. It's going to be a tough –
and then the Niners play the finish the season. They finished the Rams, who are probably going to be fighting for a playoff spot. So
yeah, I'm not even looking at schedules at this point. At this point, it's figure your shit out, figure your offense out, figure your defense out, figure out how to get hot at the right time, and then let's go. Little bold prediction. Nah, I wouldn't call it a bold prediction, but gambling guys out there, anybody that likes to put a little money on the match. I'm slamming the Eagles with everything I got, and I mean everything I got. They should put an absolute pounding on the Giants at home Christmas Day. I don't think it's snowing in Philly on Christmas, but if it was,
it'd be nice.
It would be nice. Not if they don't cover, not if they don't win, because there'd be snowballs being thrown at everybody and their mother from to the Eagles organization, including up in the box at Lurie up there. So no, I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to take care of business and try to figure out a way to get back on track.
People in Philly did throw snowballs to Santa Claus, right? That's the big
what
deal.
we do. Listen, that's what we do.
Now, I'll say this too. Listen, you don't need to be hot. You don't need to be cold. You don't need to be anything. They're clinched the playoff spot. Yeah. So it's great to be hot. It would make you people sleep a little bit better at night. I know the coaching staff and the players too, right? They know they want to play well. They're all saying we haven't put a complete game together yet. So for me, if I'm the Birds, we got to get rhythm. We got to get confidence because we're in the playoffs. I don't care who the Eagles play week 1. They're a favorite over if they're confident and playing well, other than the Niners. And the Niners probably have a first round bye. So
you're 100% right.
You know, at the end of the day, you're in the show. It's like the NHL playoffs, man. It's one game in the NFL. So lots to unpack. You're going to be flying to Philly, no? On Christmas Day? That's a rumor on the streets.
Rumor on the streets is true. I booked a flight flying home on Christmas Day, which is kind of exciting. You know, I don't know if anybody's ever flown on Christmas Day. I've only done it once before, but I got to tell you, it is a treat. I got my dog Rocky with me, so he usually gets a seat. He sits with me. It's not a jam-packed flight.
You buy 2 seats?
No. Rocky sits on my lap.
You go a little service dog.
Yeah, I get service dog action. You know, my back and all that.
Yeah, your back hurts. And
yeah, you know how it is. You know.
What's the plan up in Philly? I mean, are you going to try to? You're not going to have to go to the game. You're not flying in that early.
No, I'm not going to make the game. I booked my flight so that I can watch the match on the flight, which will be real nice as well. You know, I'm a very orchestrated type of flyer. I know what's on TV. I know what games are on, and so I booked my flights accordingly. So for this particular flight, I'll be watching on the plane. I got Rocky with me. I'll be relaxing. The feet are going to be up.
No little drink, little first class, little cocktail. What are you going with?
I'm a tequila guy, but I got to tell you, lately I've been, and I've always liked whiskey. Whiskey's nice, just by itself. A couple rocks, even a glass of Blue Label. If I want to go Scotch is a nice cocktail. Just with a couple rocks, very very nice. Makes you feel, especially it's very festive.
You're describing this booze like you describe watches.
I mean, that's
nice product. Nice.
I'm not a big, you know what's funny? I'm not really a big drinker. Love to mix it with the boys. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm
I
not
hear you.
I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big beer guy. I get bloated real fast. All those damn
Awesome.
calories. You know, if I get in a zone where I want to go to tequila night, or if I want to go, you know, old fashions, then maybe fire back a couple shots of tequila throughout the night, and then you know whatever happens from there.
Nah.
Yeah.
We're taking someone, then we're ushering someone out of McGillen's. I'm not saying that person's name. Then we're ushering them out. We got to leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Actually, I'm staying in his house. Well, let's call him out again. I called him out last week. One of my closest boys, Sean Handler.
Don't sell the guy out.
Listen, he knows what he is. He's an honest guy. He's fair but firm. That's the type of guy he is as well. And listen, we've all had our ups and downs, and he's the kind of guy that loves to mix it. So once in a while, you know, you go down, you fight to live another day.
Listen, that's a part of mixing it up, and that's a legend right there. And he's a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so he is my kind of guy. Larry, if you had one Christmas wish, if you will, one Hanukkah wish for the Philadelphia Eagles, other than to win games and win a Super Bowl, like what's the one thing you had a wish for this football team? If you had, you know, that gift, Santa's going to give the Eagles a gift other than a Super Bowl and some wins. What is it?
That they bring back the full-time Kelly Greens. Wouldn't that be nice?
So you're a Kelly Green diehard, all full time.
Diehard Kelly Green. You know, it's when you look at it. You know, I'll tell you something about the Kelly Greens. It's one thing for us Philly people to be like, "Oh, we love the Kelly Greens. They're beautiful." It's another thing for the first game when they wore the Kelly Greens. It's another thing when your phone absolutely explodes with everyone in your contacts that, you know, likes to talk football with me, whether they're really good friends or just casual friends. My phone exploded with people saying those might be the sickest jerseys I've ever seen in the NFL in my life. Tells you a lot about the Kelly Greens, not just as a homer, but, you know, what people think. Okay.
If you had one wish for the Philadelphia Flyers, not to win the Stanley Cup, this could be a player, could be
great question,
a coach, could be a jersey, like you said, could be for them to all buy watches from you. What are your thoughts?
If I had one wish for the Philadelphia Flyers, and I'm not even going to say win the Stanley Cup, that's too generic. Everybody wants to win a championship. If I had one wish for the Philadelphia Flyers, it would be for some bigwig billionaire local guy who loves hockey, who loves the Flyers to come in, swoop that team up. It'll never happen, but for a bigwig billionaire to come in, buy the Philadelphia Flyers, treat them like his baby is his project, something that he nourishes and cuddles and takes good care of, and wants to give the players everything and more, and wants to make it an attractive place for free agents, for big time superstar free agents to want to play in Philly. That would be ideal to me.
Michael Rubin, or is he already down the gambling?
I thought about Michael Rubin, but I don't know if he's really a hockey type. I don't think
he's like down the gambling train. I think he's like getting out of owning all the teams, because I think Fanatics was going like big time gambling.
Yeah, well, I heard that too. Yeah, I mean, he's got a monster company. He's a powerhouse guy. I just don't know. I don't think his style personally doesn't really suit the NHL. You know, no one really comes to mind right away as far as possible, you know, guys that could possibly jump in and buy the Philadelphia Flyers that I think would be really cool for the team. But I'm sure there's big names out there if we really think
Larry Flowers.
Oh man, I wish.
You could own 1%, right? Or not, less than that, 0.001%.
I'm not that successful. Fuck. No, but I'd love to see somebody come in, and again, they're corporate owned, Comcast. I mean, they're not going anywhere, but I would love for someone big time to come in, like a Mark Cuban type, not Mark Cuban exactly, but it's someone like of that stature to come in and just absolutely invigorate the organization.
I love it. Listen to Fair But Firm with Larry Flowers on Not For Long Media. Larry, you went to dinner with the boys the other night. I saw. Tell me about that. Ripping it up. So I saw some bottles of wine. I saw the boys there for missing curfew. Talk about it.
Yeah, we had a great dinner. We usually do it once a year. We have a guys, just the OC guys. We got a great crew. It was about 10 of us or so, all best boys. Went to Mastro's, Newport Beach. If anybody's ever been to Mastro's in Newport Beach, it's as nice as it gets. It's pretty much on the water, gorgeous setting, beautiful restaurant. Mastro's is as good as it gets if you want a nice steak.
Butter cake.
Oh, they got I got to be honest with you. I ate so much food. We got 2 butter cakes at the end of the night. I had so much food during dinner. We got a bunch of seafood towers. We got a bunch of steaks. We got all the sides, the trimmings, nice bottle of wines. Shout out Scotty Upshaw. He did all the ordering for the boys. He did a terrific job. I mean, he knows how to order. He
orders the wine, right?
Yeah, and he ordered the wine. He did everything, but it was A+ ordering. We had tons of wine. It was tons of drinks. Eye candy all over the place. If you go to Mastro's, you could go there on a Monday or Tuesday night. You can go there on a Saturday night. There's always going to be a couple Rockets sitting by themselves at the bar,
nice.
waiting for somebody to go up and introduce themselves. So that's always nice.
Did you go say hi, or you've a girlfriend?
I'm not that guy. I don't have that game anymore either. No, but I got my girl, which I'll be seeing when I get home, by the way. So, which is also very exciting. But no, we all, honestly, normally we're kind of all like lions, and if we see girls, we all attack them. But now we all have girls, so like times have changed. We're growing up a little bit.
Getting older.
It's part of getting older. But now we just kind of look from. I guess we're getting old. We look from afar. We're all like, hey, look at it.
You're doing great, Larry.
Yeah.
You're doing great. Now, who picks up that tab? Is there a little roulette?
No, you know what? We're usually everyone throws in their cards type of group. But we're also the type of group where there's always going to be someone randomly will just decide in their own mind for whatever reason it's on me and kind of pay without us looking. And sure as shit, the legend himself, former Philadelphia Flyer, Joffrey Loophole, unbeknownst to anybody else, pulls his credit card out, goes silent, pays the bill. When we're all asking, he says, yeah. And he took down that bill. Very classy move. He's a classy guy. He's one of the most generous people I've ever known in my life. He's the man. If anybody ever wants to know anything about Joffrey Loophole, he's the man. He's a generous guy. He's a good-looking guy. He's the fucking man. He's the fucking man.
He was great in Philly, too. Scorer.
Yeah, I'll tell you something great about Loops. So he's dating a girl, Ariel. She's a great, great girl. She's a Philly girl. Actually went to Penn State. And she just got him a sick gift. So I have a picture on my phone, like his profile picture on my phone is him with his hands in the air when he scored Game 7 against the Washington Capitals in overtime, which was ridiculous. So every time he calls me, that picture pops up. But anyway, randomly, she got him a gift framed because he doesn't have it. He's not a nostalgic type of guy. He's pretty simple and chill, low key. So anyway, he comes home one day. There's this package. He opens it up. It's framed, beautiful picture of him with Briere in the background with his hands in the air after scoring Game 7 OT goal against the Caps. Shout out Keith Cohen. Suck on that, buddy. But yeah, the picture's unbelievable, and it's pretty cool.
That's great, man. Yeah, he's a legend. I mean, he had a great career. Toronto. Did he get out west? I don't think he did.
Well, he started in Anaheim.
But he started there. But I feel like he got traded pretty quickly. No,
I think he lasted like 2 years, then got traded to Philly. Loved Philly. Him and Scotty Upshaw always said they love playing in Philly. The energy, the fans.
Bro.
Always throws a little jab at me by reminding me that in their opinion, the girls were not great, fun, not bad, but not great. But
Philly. It's not like Boston. It's not like Boston.
Yeah, we're growing up. I love the girls in Philly. Hey, to all your ladies out there, I love you all. The Philly girls, South Jersey girls, I love you. I love the attitude. I love the style. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Everything's excellent. All right, Larry. So you're heading out here. Is it plans for the Mummers? I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. We even talked about it. I'm going to be hosting a radio show with Rich Gannon. I think
nice
at noon on I'm excited at noon on Sirius Radio. I have a show I do Tuesday nights with my buddy in the NFL, Alec Ingle. Great fullback for the Miami Dolphins. Great dude, big hockey guy from Wisconsin. And whatever. Long story short, I got the text from the Sirius guys. I don't think I can turn down an opportunity now. I do love the Mummers, and maybe I'll swing by after. Maybe I have to get a little hotel room in the city, do the radio show, and then come out late on New Year's Day.
I mean, listen, you want to come out? Would love to have you. I think we're going to do the Mummers. My girl will be with me, obviously. Going to figure out what I'm going to be doing on New Year's Eve. This year I'm not looking to go balls to the wall.
Overrated, Larry. It's overrated.
It's always overrated.
Get it away.
I'm usually
get out of my bar.
Yeah, I'm usually in Aspen on New Year's, so it's a little bit of different, different dynamic there. And so every day is kind of like New Year's in Aspen. But no, I think I'm going to get together with my cousin Joey and some other family members on New Year's and have a nice time. Probably do Mummers, have my family come in, my parents, my mom, my dad. It'll be nice. Spend some quality time with my girl, maybe go do the Franklin Institute, maybe take her to the zoo a little bit.
Wow.
I love the zoo. I'm a Philadelphia Zoo. Side note, I'm a huge Philadelphia Zoo guy. I'm a big zoo guy. I love animals. Always have. I'm that guy that goes to the zoo, that's gone to the zoo on his own multiple times, kind of just walked around and kind of gathered my own thoughts and enjoyed my own time and, look at the animals. I've always done that. I've done that. I've gone to San Diego Zoo twice by myself and just spent the entire day there. I've gone to Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Zoo, America's first zoo.
What's the best zoo?
San Diego Zoo is the best zoo I've ever been to. It's one of the best. By all accounts, I think it's considered the best zoo in the world.
Pound for pound?
I honestly think it's actually rated the best zoo in the world. San Diego Zoo is a gorgeous, gorgeous place. It's massive.
San Diego's premier. When they took an NFL team out of there, I was pissed. Like, it was right when I was like trying to get into the league, or I was in college. I'm like, no. Like,
I got a chance to play. I got a chance to spend quite a bit of time in San Diego. Shane O'Brien was playing for the San Diego Gulls.
The Gulls.
The Gulls. So he actually played on their inaugural team when they started back up again. And so
AAA affiliate of the Ducks.
Of the Ducks, yeah.
Yep.
And so he spent a season down there. He had a sick condo. I'd go down there on the weekends, almost every weekend. We'd hang out. I'd go to the games. We'd have some fun. There's always a lot of fun to be had in San Diego. If you've never been, you should check it out.
There's like 4 different areas to go out and have a good time.
Yeah, and then then we'd end up back in the condo. We'd have a million friends over there, and then and then all of a sudden the sun's coming up, and you're like, "This is great. Let's keep her going now." But San Diego's a great place, and yeah, again, back to the zoos. San Diego Zoo is incredible. If anybody is looking for something special to do, bring your family down to San Diego. You cannot miss a zoo. I'm not a big SeaWorld guy. Different reasons. I think it's tough living for some of the animals that are living in those type of environments, but the zoo, they do a really nice job. The setups are massive, and for all intents and purposes, I think those animals at the zoo have a pretty good life.
San Diego Zoo, pretty good life, great weather, great spot. I was there for a Birmingham Iron versus San Diego Fleet, Alliance of the American Football League, the AAF. I was on Trent Richardson's team. Nick Novak was our kicker. He was a kicker for the Chargers for years.
I remember that name.
Yep. And he lived in San Diego and played for our team. And he had a walk-off kick as the Birmingham Iron. We beat the Fleet, whatever it was. So we're like sitting outside, like pissed. Like, I love Birmingham. Great spot. Very nice people. Couple good food spots. And like, we work 6 days a week in season. So like, it's not that big of a deal. We went to the Tin Roof, like country bar on the night off, and like just ripped it up. Had a great time. But like, other than that, you don't have a lot of time to do anything, right? So it's not that big of a deal in season. So we're kind of pissed. We're going back to Birmingham, right? And San Diego, the weather was perfect. And we're all sitting on the edge of the curb, like looking up at the bus, and all our phones start to explode and group text from the coach. Guys, we're having plane troubles. We're going to have to spend the night. Please get back on the bus. We're going to go to the team hotel right now. So we're in the lobby, and I am like doing jumping jacks. I'm texting all my buddies on the San Diego team. Nelson Spruce, shout out to the Spruce Tree, LA guy, legend. And Sprucer, I'm like, dude, we're staying. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we were together on the practice squad in Chicago, and we ripped it up. Another story about him later. I was bored as hell in Chicago, essentially, and I looked on the sideline at a couple players, and like he had like bloodshot eyes on the practice squad player on the field, and I'm like, dude, why your eyes bloodshot? He's like, dude, we ripped it up last night. I'm like, can I come rip it up with you? Like, I'm bored as shit. Like, this sucks. I'm in some like trailer park hotel paying, $20 a night to try to afford my practice squad salary. Neither here nor there. I'm off the rails per usual. So we hit it off, became best friends. He played for the San Diego team in this league, sick league. And whatever, long story short, we spent the night. And everyone was like chilling. I went to the bathroom, and there was a line a mile long, like to get your hotel key. I'm like, I'll get my hotel key when I come back. Threw the bags, checked the bags with the hotel, got changed, and went out.
Veteran move.
Yeah, that was a vet move. Like, the line was out the door, right? Like, we're all with like the motion doors are like closing on people because like here comes a team coming in, because usually it's organized. So I said, no, bathroom, changed back into clothes I went out. I was in the night before, right out to the bar. It was St. Patty's Day. So It was kind of mellow because it was St. Patty's Day night. It'd be like going out like New Year's night. Like, everyone's kind of pooped.
Yeah.
So me and the big offensive lineman who's for the Titans now, this guy named Dan Brunskill, played for the Niners for years, became good buddies, sat next to each other and just hit it off and just whacked beers back till like 4 a.m. We had no curfew and got an hour of sleep and went on the plane, passed out on a good time. So
I love it. You know what? I gotta tell a story. I gotta tell a San Diego story. You can't talk about San Diego without telling this story. I first moved to California 21 years ago. I had a buddy at the time from Philly who was living down there, big surfer guy. He had a big surfing community, group of best friends. They were all like pro, if not semi-pro, if not pro surfers. I went down there to visit him. I walk in, there's like this garage, this makeshift like man cave garage, doors open. So you just pull up, in the driveway, you walk right into it. Couches all around, real warm feeling, the big screen TV. They got surfboards all over the walls. Big screen. They got, pro surfer videos playing in the background. It's just on. They're not really watching it. So I get there. I sit down. We're all hanging out. I think there might have been 6 to 8 of us. And all of a sudden they pull out the bong, and I just moved to California. So I'm like, whoa. They pull out this big bong. They pull out this California bud, and they start packing it, and they start kind of passing it around, and they're ripping this thing, and they look at me. They're like, hey, you want a hit of this? And I'm like, yeah, why not? What am I going to say? No.
Larry.
What are you going to say? All your friends jump off the Walt Whitman Bridge. Do you? Of course you do.
Of course you do.
So anyway, it gets to me. I hit the bong. I get absolutely smashed. And I mean smashed. We're talking California bud. I'm not a big smoker, but I've smoked in the past, but there's nothing like that California bud, especially.
But when I do, I smoke California product.
Yeah, my lungs were young. I was like 24, 25 years old. But anyway, I'm absolutely baked. So we're all just kind of sitting there. I mean, really baked. And we're all sitting there, and I'm watching the surf videos. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. They're like, have you ever tried surfing? I'm like, nah, but I'm 24, 25 years old. I'm like in my prime, like physically, I'm in great shape. And I'm looking up, I go, fuck, I can do that. And meanwhile, it's these pro surfers riding like 10, 15 foot overhead waves. I'm like, I can do that. And I really believed I could. And so they're like, really? You want to go surfing right now? I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Young, dumb, adventurous. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. So
we're going to say,
hey, you want to grab a board? I'm like, I don't know. You guys pick one. So apparently they picked a small board for me, which is not the way you want to learn how to surf. And so they take us out to this one spot that I guess is like a legit surf spot. We get out there. They give me a 3-minute lesson. You gotta paddle out, duck dive through the waves. This is how you duck dive. You got to get through the break. You got to keep swimming. You got to push hard. You got to get through the waves, and then you got to do this and jump up and blah blah.
And you're cooked still. You're still hot.
Yeah, I'm like, this is easy. No problem. Let's go. We all jump into water. I start paddling. I look up. Probably 15 seconds in the paddling, they are gone. And I mean gone. I'm on my own. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? All of a sudden I get to the waves and they're yelling. I could hear them. You gotta go. Let's go. Like, fight through. Let's go. And I'm like, oh my, what am I doing? When you get close to those waves, especially when they're big, it's not like the Jersey Shore. These are serious waves. So anyway, I finally, I'm trying to like duck dive and get through these waves. And all of a sudden I get stuck in what do they call it? A riptide or what is it called? Undercurrent thing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm getting sucked underwater. I'm getting pushed underwater, fighting for my life to get up. I finally get up. Another 7-8 foot wave, whatever it was, comes back down at me, pushes me back. I must have gone 4, 5, 6 of these, and I'm not kidding. It's the closest thing I've personally ever been. Actually, now it's the second closest I've ever been to dying, but it was close. It was really, really scary. And I literally saw death before my eyes, and I'm fighting for my life to get up. I finally somehow managed to start to swim back to shore. And finally, I finally get back, and I'm walking on the sand, knee deep water. And finally I'm all the way out of the sand. And you do that old like movie thing. Yeah. When you fall face first in the sand sideways, and you got all the dry sand on your face, but you don't care because you're alive. And it was literally that. And I probably laid there for 5 good minutes, just kind of thinking to myself, what the hell did you just try to do? You're not a pro surfer. You're not a surfer. You're a city boy. You're an idiot. And that, and lesson learned. But it was really, really scary. And that's right when I moved to California. So, welcome to California, son.
Wow. Now, the other time that you said you almost died, is that an appropriate story or no?
It isn't actually. It is. That was last year.
I don't want to put you in a bad spot. But
No,
like,
you're not.
the journalist in me's got to know, like you say, I almost died twice in my life. I've almost died once, and I'll tell that when you're done because we're just off the rails here. A little Christmas jingle. Continue.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's tell some good stories. This is an unbelievable story, scary story. It was last year, NHL All-Star Weekend. We're having the missing curfew party in Fort Lauderdale. Great party.
Elbow room?
Late night. What's that?
Elbow room?
No. They rented out a big house and we had a nice party. It was a really nice, proper party. Late night, we all decide to call an Uber SUV, take a ride down, go some after hours, go see a little fun, have a, just go enjoy Miami. And we're in the car and it is absolutely pouring rain. 10 out of 10 storm. It was a legit storm. We're on 95. We're buzzing down. We're probably going 80 miles an hour. And all of a sudden we get absolutely smashed from behind, back left corner. Car starts going full blown 360 on 95, going 80 plus miles an hour. I guess 2 cars were involved other than us. We end up going full steam ahead, right into the guardrail in the middle guardrail, the cement ones. And all I remember hearing was Upshaw next to me yelling, "This is it!" And it was almost comforting. It was all, the car was full. It was all my best friends. The only person that wasn't in that car was Loophole. But I mean, hearing Uppy, it was almost like, I guess this is it. This is where I go, and I'm with all my best boys. So maybe it's not quite as bad as it could have been, but we ended up, it skidded just enough where we smashed sideways. The entire car basically exploded with all the airbags. No fires or anything, but the car was completely totaled in the middle of 95, right in the middle lane. It was very scary. We all thought we were going to die. It was the real deal. And to this day, it still gives me I still get many flashbacks, but it was as real as it gets. And it was really scary. But the best part of the story is that, once we all kind of got ourselves together, we called the cops. We were sitting on this thing for 45 minutes. We're just waiting to get picked up. Nobody came, which is even scarier. Eventually we called an Uber. The Uber finally somehow came in the biggest storm you've ever seen. We eventually jump in the new Uber car and we continued on our way to our destination and continued our night, which is what we had to do. But I mean, we almost died.
Wow.
Yeah, it was real.
Wow. My stories aren't good as that, but wow. Yeah. That's, dude. Well, I'm glad you're okay and all the boys are okay. That's crazy. And I'm glad you continue the festivities, because that would be immediately, once I got healthy, I would have been like, once I realized I'm alive and like not need to go to the hospital, I'd be like, all right, can we go to the bar, please? Because we only have a couple more hours till they close. So let's get it going. All right. So it's Shreveport Bowl, whatever that is, Independence, whatever bowl. And I'm calling games for Temple University. Shout out. They were playing Duke. Daniel Jones was a quarterback. So I fly from Philly to Dallas, and then Shreveport's like a 20-minute, little jump over. You can drive. They gave you the option. You want to drive 3 hours or take a 20-minute flight? I'm like, 20-minute flight. Kidding me? No problem. So I'm connecting. I'm ready to go over to, meet my wife's uncle lives there. We're going to get big steak dinner, a couple beers night before the game. Like, that's the perk of being media, right? You don't have to like stress. I'm calling the game on the radio. So I'm boarding the plane, like between the plane and like right when we're about to enter it, you can like see above the plane and all, and like see out onto the tarmac.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was lightning everywhere, like bad. I'm like, there's no way. We're going to get on the plane and sit for like 2-3 hours, right? But hey, listen, it's a 20-minute flight. It beats driving. No big deal. We close the door. We start pushing off. Not a word. Lightning strikes everywhere. And they're like, all right, guys, it's going to be a bumpy one. So buckle up and just, secure them tight. I'm like, okay. Never heard that in my life. Usually like, hey, guys, like an hour into the flight, we're going to get some turbulence, No. So actually, Daniel Jones' dad was sitting right next to me. He was sitting across the aisle from me. We were both sitting in it's a two-seater, right? 2 goes all the way back. So I had it was all Temple people and Duke people on it. And there was these 2 grandmoms in front of me. And there was one one of the tight ends I played with. His grandma was in front of me, and then Daniel Jones's dad, and then a big offensive lineman for Duke. His dad were sitting right next to me. So they were funny. We started talking before the flight, right? They were like, "You're a bigger guy. Did you play?" "Yeah, I played at Temple, blah, blah. I've been in and out of the league. Calling the game tomorrow." "Okay, cool." Like, "Yeah, it's going to be bumpy. Kind of weird, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, kind of weird." We took off. Shit you not. 30 seconds into the flight. Pilots get on the mic. Guys, we're going to have a really, really, really rough ride ahead of us. So seriously, buckle up tight and get ready to rock and roll, because we're going to rock and roll. We're going to get you there in one piece. But like, they could barely talk. I was like, "Guys, shut up and put both your hands on the freaking throttle." Like they were like, "All right, we got to go. See, guys." And literally, dude, we were swinging side to side. Like, one point in time, the seatbelt tugged me down, meaning we were up, like almost flipped, like up and down and bang. And then you'd hit like a pocket of like 30 seconds of nothing, and then drop out of the sky. Like, I'm talking 20 minutes of a freaking bucking Bronco ride. The grandmoms in front of me are praying, and I'm trying to be like uppy, shed some light. I'm like, "A little bit louder. I don't think he hears you. I need you to pray a little bit louder." Daniel Jones' dad's next to me. I'm like, "Damn, man, we're about to go down on this thing." Like, I am covered in sweat. I'm telling you, drop. And I have no problem flying. My uncle flew JetBlue for 40 years. He flew fighter pilot in Navy for 20 years. Like, he's like, "Bro, you're never going to go down."
God bless him.
God bless him. God bless him. He's a legend. He's just retired from flying. He's a legend, Captain Ken. And shit you not, man, we made it. We landed in Shreveport. It was like, I'm telling you, man, I lost like 10 pounds of sweat, and it was shaky. Like, take your roughest flight and take it for 25 minutes straight, nonstop. And we made it, and all the planes all got diverted to Shreveport. So we bit the bullet. That was the closest I've been to death, I think. Maybe some football plays I missed, probably an inch. Who knows? I'm alive though. So. But my story's not as fun as yours, but man, I'll tell you what, that was spicy, my friend. You're gonna have a great flight out here. You're gonna have the game.
I don't know if we have enough time, but I got a flight one too of myself and the boys, but which is actually, I should have been 3, but
everything's excellent. Anything before we go and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah?
Yeah. Listen, it's the holiday season. I'm grateful to everyone that's worked with me this year. Every year I seem to be getting bigger and better in my business. I've had a very busy holiday season. So again, anyone listening that's done business with me over the holidays, thank you. To everyone listening, to you, your family, your loved ones, your pets, whoever's in your life, I wish you a very happy, healthy Christmas and New Year. Will we be doing an episode before New Year's?
Yeah, we'll probably do something.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, listen.
What'd you do last night with the? I'm sorry. What'd you do last night with the Kings? I want you to hit that.
Oh yeah. Last night we had a great night. Did the Larry Flowers Jewelry LA Kings holiday event in the family room. It was really, really nice. They played the Seattle Kraken last night. Only buzzkill was that my boy Jaden Schwartz on Seattle, he's hurt right now, rehabbing, so he didn't make the trip. We had a dinner planned out and everything for this trip here in LA, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But other than that, I got to see a couple of the other boys, Brandon Tanev on Seattle. But I set up a real nice jewelry setup. It was really, really well done. I had my team with me in the family room for the LA Kings. Family was in there. Luke Robitaille came by. The president of Crypto.com Arena came by. A bunch of the players came by. I know a lot of the guys on the LA Kings. Obviously, I do a lot of business with a lot of those guys, and I know a lot of the wives and stuff. So it was a really nice setup. We got to really enjoy myself, eat some good food, catch up with some of the guys. So it was a really, really nice night. Kings dropped the game 2-1, unfortunately, but it was a great night, and it was nice to be around the LA Kings. Are unbelievable. They're an incredible organization, like I said in the past. They really treat all their corporate partners really well, like family. They never say no to anything. They're always there to help you with anything you need. Whether I had family in town this week from Seattle, my cousin Josh, his wife Lindsay, his 2 beautiful kids who love hockey more than anything, Bastion and Reese. And so I got them all tickets to the game. I called my guy at the Kings. They get me 4 tickets immediately. They had an incredible time, brought them downstairs. They got to see all the Kings players come out of the locker room. It was fantastic for them. So it was a tremendous night overall. And yeah, to everybody listening out there, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, be safe, don't drink and drive. And I appreciate you listening.
Fair but firm with Larry Flowers. I'm Colin Thompson. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Be safe. Have fun, Larry. We're going to be catching up next week, my friend.
I can't wait, buddy. Merry Christmas to you too.